Hi! I have us a book. It's kind of strange, but it's called The Smallest Cow in the World. Marvin Gates lived with his father and his mother and his sister May on the Brock Dairy Farm. Now, on his farm, Mr. Brock had 2 dogs, 8 cats, and 97 cows. One of those 97 cows was named Rosie. Rosie was the meanest cow in the world. She butted the dog. She swished May's face. And she stepped on Dad's foot. That's not very nice, huh? She pushed Mr. Brock against the barn wall. Nobody likes Rosie, except for Marvin. I love Rosie, he said. She's the most beautiful cow in the world. Ha! May said. You don't feed her, you don't wash her, you don't milk her, and you don't shovel her manure. She doesn't butt you, she doesn't swish at you, and she doesn't step on your foot, and she doesn't push you against the barn wall. You don't know anything, said Rosie. Yes, I do, said Marvin. I know Rosie is mad because Mr. Brock took her calf away. You're the dumbest boy in the world, May said. Mr. Brock takes all the calves. That spring, Mr. Brock said, I'm going to sell Rosie. That's good, May said. But she was wrong. I'm getting too old to farm, said Mr. Brock, and I'm going to sell everything, and I'm going to move to a sunny place. Uh-oh. Marvin's father was sad. He had to find a new job. Marvin's mother was sad. She had to leave her garden. May was sad. She had to leave her school and all her friends. But no one was as sad as Marvin. Rosie's gone, he cried. Dad gave Marvin a big hug. Mom gave Marvin a big kiss. Marvin didn't stop crying. Don't cry for Rosie, May said. She was the meanest cow in the world. Marvin cried louder than ever. Soon, the Gates family moved. Dad worked hard at his new job, and Mom planted a new garden. May found a new friend named Jenny, and everyone was happy, except for Marvin. Marvin needs a pet, said Mom. Do you want a kitten? No, said Marvin. I want Rosie. Do you want a truck? Asked Dad. No, said Marvin. I want Rosie. Don't be a crybaby, May said. There are 121 cows on this farm. Find yourself another cow. I don't want another cow, said Marvin. I want Rosie. Too bad, said May. You'll never see Rosie again. Marvin looked at May, and he stopped crying. That's good, May said. But she was wrong. The next day, Dad looked at the trailer. It was covered with all kinds of scribbles. Mom looked at her new garden, and all the flowers were pulled up. Uh-oh. May looked at her books, and they were all over the floor. everyone went looking for Marvin. Dad was worried. Mom was worried. May was mad. Very, very mad. "Marvin!" she yelled. "I'm gonna get you!" Marvin was sitting in a field. He was smiling. "Don't be mad at me," he said. "I didn't do anything. Rosie did." "Rosie?" "Yes," he said. "Marvin," said May, "you're the dumbest boy in the world." "Oh, it's very nice, huh? Mr. Brooks sold Rosie, and she is far, far away." "Stop!" yelled Marvin. "You nearly stepped on Rosie." And then he pointed to the grass. "There's nothing there," May said. "There's Rosie," said Marvin. "She came back, and she got small." "How do you know it's Rosie?" Mom asked. "She's black and white," said Marvin. "Oh," said Dad. "And," said Marvin, "and she's the meanest cow in the world." "I thought Rosie was the most beautiful cow in the world," said May. "Well, she used to be," said Marvin. "Now she's the meanest." "Oh," said Mom. "Well, what happened?" "Well, she didn't want to move," said Marvin. "It's no fun to move. And she doesn't like being little. And it's no fun being little." "But how did Rosie get so small?" asked Dad. "Well, her new owner was a witch," said Marvin. "And Rosie didn't like her, and Rosie butted her and swished her face and stepped on her foot and pushed her into the barn wall. And the witch got mad, and so she turned Rosie into the smallest cow in the world." That's kind of small. "Well," Mom said, "I think Rosie needs a barn of her own." "You're right," said Marvin. "Someone might step on her, or she might pull up more flowers," said Mom. "She might draw on more walls," said Dad. "And she might tear up more books," said May. "Yes," said Marvin. "She's very mean." So Dad got a little brown bottle. He poked some holes in the lid. "Here, it's a nice and dry barn for Rosie." "Rosie likes her new home," said Marvin. "She will not be mean anymore." Marvin was happy at last. "Whew, that's good," May said. But she was wrong. Marvin played with Rosie all summer. He talked to her. He fed her grass. He milked her. He took Rosie everywhere, even to bed. "Marvin," Mom said, "school begins next week. You will be very busy there, so why don't you leave Rosie with me?" "I can't," said Marvin. "Rosie wants to go to school. She wants to be the smartest cow in the world." "Oh," said Dad. "Oh," said Mom. "Uh-oh," said May. Marvin took Rosie to school. All the other kids laughed at him. And they laughed at May too. "There's the girl with the crazy little brother," one boy said. "Do you have a cow in your pocket too?" a girl asked. "Moo," said one girl. "Moo, moo," said another boy. May didn't know what to say, but her new friend Jenny did. "You kids are dumb," Jenny said. "You don't have any imagination." "Marvin, he has a great imagination." And Jenny gave May an idea. After school, May said, "Marvin, I've been looking at Rosie. She can't go to school anymore." "But she wants to," said Marvin. Well, she wants to get smart fast. And she'll just have to wait, May said. Rosie's going to have a calf. Marvin peeked into Rosie's barn. Oh, you're right, he said. He was smiling, and then he looked sad. Will anyone take Rosie's calf away from her, he asked. No, said Mom. No, her and her calf will live together always. But Rosie can't go back to school now, said Marvin. That's okay, said Dad. She knows how to take care of her calf better than anyone else. You will always like Rosie, Marvin asked May. Will you always like Rosie? Marvin asked May. Of course I will, said May. I think she's the most beautiful cow in the world. We all love Rosie, said Mom. And then she gave him a kiss. Will we take her with us when we have to move to another farm? Said Marvin. We will never leave her behind, said Dad. And he gave Marvin a hug. May said, no matter how small she is or where she lives, or if she's smart or dumb, Rosie will have Dad and Mom and you and me and the smallest calf in the world, and she will never be lonely again. That's good, said Marvin. And he was right. Our imagination, we can imagine a lot of things. Marvin used his imagination to make himself happy. How do you use your imagination? Who can you pretend to be? I hope your day's going great. And don't you forget, I